Caffeine, a central nervous system stimulant, is arguably the most frequently ingested pharmacologically active substance in the world. It's been consumed by the human race for hundreds of years. But the first time it was beneficially used by mankind was at the hands of the great Chinese emperor, Shen Nung. According to the ancient Chinese legend, when tea was discovered in 2437 before Common Era, the emperor was intrigued by the pleasant aroma and invigorated after drinking it. Of course, tea isn't the only source of caffeine. It's naturally found in more than 60 plants, including coffee beans and kola nuts. There's no doubt that caffeine has its benefits for us. But just like the quote says, for every high there's a low, every good a bad, every action a reaction. To experience it is living, to accept it is adult, to learn and rise above is to be strong. So how much is too much? Well, for most people, 400 milligrams a day appears to be safe. That's roughly the amount of caffeine in 4 cups of brewed coffee. But bear in mind that the actual caffeine content varies wildly from one product to the other. Every extremity is a fault, and having too much caffeine is no exception, owing to the fact that it causes some health problems like headache, insomnia, anxiety, and dependency. You must always check with your healthcare provider whether to take a certain drug alongside caffeine. We're gonna mention a few of the most famous caffeine interactions. There's one drug in the major interactions like the ephedrine, which actually works as a stimulant, so taking it alongside caffeine might cause some serious harm. Moderate interactions include quinoline antibiotics, estrogens, and theophylline. Does caffeine really stimulate fat loss? As a matter of fact, it does, by stimulating the breakdown of the adipose tissue to produce free fatty acids that can be used for energy production via metabolism. Many fat burners are used due to being OTC drugs, which are advertised to be harmless, and they are for the most part, except when you exceed your caffeine limit per day, leading to harmful side effects and possible toxicity. That's why we use the HPLC analysis to obtain the amount of caffeine in the fat burner product. Analysis of caffeine in fat burners. We opened the fat burner capsules and used the dry powder, then extracted it by 70% ethanol using a sonicator to improve the extraction process. Then we injected the sample in the high liquid performance chromatography known as the HPLC device in order to know the amount of caffeine in the fat burner capsule. The mobile phase was an aspect ratio between the acetonitrile and methanol, and the stationary phase was C18. The results were